let's create a basic FreeRTOS project, and you need to go to, you can file new and STM32 project, or you can right click in the workspace. Here you need to select your board. In my case it's STM32 F4 Discovery, and here you can start typing STM32 F4 and like this, and just select the score. Here you have a bunch of options for your board, and make sure you select your correct board. In my case it's F4 Discovery, and I will select this, and next I need to name this. I'm going to FreeRTOS and for YouTube and Blinky. So leave it target for C and STM32 Cube, and finish. And initialize all peripheral in the default mode. I will say no, because I need to initialize the peripherals on my own, so I will just click it no. It will create my project. Once done, this window will be opened. It is a IOC file where you can configure your pins, and here you can see my pins are already configured for the LEDs, and I can zoom in, and here you can see my LEDs are already configured. Green LED is LED 4, 3, 5 and 6, blue and red. So these are the LEDs that I'm gonna use. And for the FreeRTOS configuration, I need to move to the AZ, or you can select the categories and in the middleware. If you go to the categories, you have the FreeRTOS option under the middleware section, and if you go to from A to Z, you need to navigate to the F for the FreeRTOS. Once you select the F, you need to select the interface. I'm going to use the CubeMX V1 for this, and let's pull this a little bit up. Here you need to verify a few things, and these things are that, first of all, you need to make sure that preemptive in the kernel settings, preemptive is enabled. You don't need to modify most of the things. All the basic things are already configured, and you may need to change or add a task. And in my case, if you go to the task and queues, you need to add one more task, and this is my task 2. You can name it whatever you like and leave everything as it is. In the priority, you may need to add low or normal. Let's leave it normal and click OK. So basically in the RTOS, a real-time operating system, everything is a task. So you need to create multiple tasks for the multiple options. So once done, you need to go to one more thing. If you click save, and if you allow to generate the code, it will say that you need to switch to the C++ perspective. Okay, and here you will see a bunch of warnings. First is that you cannot use the sys timer as it is used in the HAL time base, so you need to change under the sys options. And one more thing, if you go to the FreeRTOS and advanced settings, use new lib reentrant, so you need to check this. It will make sure that new lib is configuring, so just press no and come back to the IOC file, and here under the RTOS section you need to go to the advanced setting, and in the advanced setting you need to enable the new lib reentrant, so just enable this. Okay, once done, you need to go to the sys, like here as you see the time base source is systic. You need to change this to whatever timer you wish, so just use it time 1 for the time-based source in the system, and click save. It will ask you to generate the code. Press yes, and switch to the C++ perspective. So that's pretty all for generating the code in the CubeMX setting. And once the code generated, you need to go to the main file, and here you need to see that most of things are pretty similar. If you had coded in the CubeMX ID before, just this CubeMX OS header file is included, and the tasks are these two functions, start default task and start task 2. These two functions are added because these are two functions are your tasks that you can write your code in. And if you go back into the main section, here you will see the initialization of the task. So if you are going to create your own task without using the IOC file, you can create, just copy paste these two lines and paste it here, and you need to change this function definition. Instead of start task 2, you need to create your next task. Let's, for example, start task 3. You need to put the definition of these function in the above, right beneath this. Here you need to create one more task, and let me do this for you, and just copy this and paste it here. And here you need to name this as 3, and scroll down, come to here, just copy these two lines and paste them here, and just change this from my task 2 to 3, and here 2 to 3, and in the OS thread where your thread is created, make it 3. So this thing is an ID for the task. You need to create this ID as well. So if you go to this definition, and if you go to this, it is my task 2. You need to find out this one on it is here in the private variables, and this is task IDE for the handles, and you can create one more here. You can name this my task 3 handle, and if you now come down, you need to see like this. So just change this with the 3. So these are the handles, and you need to create this my task 03 variable as well. Before that, let's move down to create another function. If you scroll down here, you can see the task that just copy this one, and here you can see the user code, and user code and header, user code begin header. I think here you can see the user code section, so we can safely place it and just make it 3. And these are the functions that you can use for your task, and like here. Now let's try to save and build the code and see if you get some error. No, 0 errors and 0 warnings. Let's go to down, and let's create some code. Here you can simply say that HAL GPIO, and just toggle an LED. I need to toggle the port on port D, the LD 3 pin, and for the delay section, let's say I'm using the 400 delay, and just copy this one as well, and come to here, replace the code, and instead of LED 3 make it LED 4. And for the delay, let's suppose I'm going to put it 1000, and for the task 2, and just copy this as well and create the LED 5. And for the delay purpose, let's assume we are using the 1500 delay. So these 3 LEDs will be toggling individually for their own time base, and press Ctrl B and your code will start building, and FreeRTOS Blinky ELF file is ready. You need to create a configuration file as well, and let's run as. Okay, so once your code is done, I guess launching error, you need to run as. It's not giving you the option to run, and I guess, yeah, once you select this from in your project explorer, it will give you the option to run a STM32 application. Just click it, leave everything as it is, and make sure your board is plugged in, and press OK, and it will start building your code and downloading the code into your board. And you need to wait for everything, and once it's done, you can navigate to check if your code is working. I will show you in a while. So here you can see my LEDs are blinking in individual interval. So that's pretty all for today's tutorial. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see more FreeRTOS videos. Also leave a comment if you need some specific tutorial. I will make sure to make it as soon as possible. And thank you so much for this one.